Hello everyone, welcome one, welcome all, welcome back to my channel. If you're not new, I've rebranded and now I'm calling myself the Moonlight Priestess going forward. And yeah, I'm in a bonnet today because I haven't done my hair. My hair's a mess. You're gonna get me in a bonnet today, and that's that. But moving on to the reading. So, for the Infernal Collective, those, aligned with darker, underworld energies and entities, dark witches like myself, have a message for you all. So, right off the bat, the cards I'm getting Martyr and Pumpkin Patch from my two decks. One is the Mausolea deck, the Martyr card, and the Pumpkin Patch deck from my Path of Shadows. And so right off the bat, it's some of you may have the energy of overextending and overgiving to people within your lives with the Martyr card, Matron of the Blind, honesty, shame, and restitution. Some of you may have been used to being in this caretaking role. Some of you may have grown up as parentified children. Some of you may have gone through life almost like blinding yourself to the red flags or faults of others, of blinding yourself almost to your own pain, from what I'm getting. Because her hands are bloody within the card. A hood shrouds her face while her hands are bloody. It's giving justice energy, like almost feeling as if you have to take up this position of neutrality, of standing back and looking at the bigger picture and not really focusing on what you want or need within your life. Like, you kind of blind yourself to what you want or your own needs while you're focused on caring for others and doing their dirty work. I'm hearing you do the dirty work of others that they don't want to do themselves. You run the errands or do the tasks that they don't want to do themselves. You put in the work that others, aren't willing to do themselves. But it's time to be honest on how being in this position of martyrdom, of allowing yourself to be kind of taken advantage of, to be honest about how that's affected you deep down and over the years, almost a sense of shame, of, of feeling almost a different person, almost like a shell of oneself, of due to overgiving and being overly forgiving of others, and how they, kind of just pile on these burdens onto you. You can even see in the card, her wings, they're also bloodied. So being so burdened that you can't be free, that you can't feel free, and you can't fly off into newer pastures, into newer endeavors, because you're just so overburdened with the pain of others. I'm getting armchair therapists. You may have been the type of person to just listen to the other, listen to the stories, the painful stories of others, their painful backstories, and give them advice that sometimes, they may not even take. But Spirit says it's time to pay yourself. It's time to demand what you are owed. You know, all this work you put in trying to help others, and it's never really gotten you anywhere or anything besides being run ragged and into the ground and almost like destroying yourself because, again, she kind of looks like she's wearing slightly dirty rags, slightly tattered frayed hood. She's bloodied and bruised and beaten, so you've been through a lot throughout your life. And with the card of pumpkin patch, you will only taste the sour if you don't seek for the sweet. Share your fruits wisely, lest you sow regrets too deep. Some more confirmation about the Martyr card. Yeah, some of you have been very overgiving, and it's time to be more wise and more discerning on who you give your gifts to, who you spend time with, who you are willing to help, because some people, they won't really appreciate, the advice you have to give, or the advice you have to give, or the way you show up for people. They might not appreciate all the things that you have to offer. So it's a time to become wise. Yeah, the time to become wise, the time to become more discerning of who you let into your proverbial pumpkin patch. Not everyone should be harvesting, be allowed to, don't want to say harvest, but you get the gist. Like, no one should be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. That's what I mean to say. Yes, the fruits of your labor, because pumpkins are technically a fruit. So we have pumpkin patch and martyr together, of being overly giving, of needing to become more wise, to become more discerning of who you're willing to help, who is, more in alignment to your soul's calling, your life purpose, so you don't become burnt out, so your garden doesn't become plundered and, just neglected because you've overextended yourself. What other messages does my Mausolea deck have for the collective today? How can I get out of this martyr energy? What other messages does the infernal collective need to know? Oh, ooh. Okay, that one jumped out. Fell on the floor. Okay, we have Hathor. Mediation, communication, and culture. Okay. Some of you may be able to get out of this martyr energy by communicating your needs more. Definitely setting boundaries. It's getting a lot of justice energy with the word mediation. Establishing clear boundaries, establishing what's fair, knowing what's fair to you and what's not. Some of you may work with Hathor, or maybe drawn to Hathor or Sekhmet or Beset. Hathor, Sekhmet, and Beset are basically the same entity, an entity under different names. So you may be drawn to the Hathor aspect of Sekhmet / Beset. So definitely, if you've seen like cow imagery, cow or bull imagery, that might be a sign to get in touch with Hathor. Or if you've seen a lot of lion imagery, you may need to get in touch with Sekhmet in order to help, in order to gain assistance in gaining the inner power and discernment in order to help you establish these boundaries, clear boundaries, and protecting yourself from being taken advantage of. What else? What other messages we have for the collective today? Ooh. Okay. We have the Jinn card from my Path of Shadows. As magic unfolds, a risk as high will arise. Wishes will be granted, but beware the design. Okay. Be careful what you wish for. Yes, definitely giving, be careful what you wish for, or be on the lookout on how, like, certain dreams or manifestations that you want to bring into your life. You have to be very careful on what I'm drawing a blank on the word that I'm trying to use, on the appearance, on how they appear into your life. Not all that glitters is gold, is what I'm hearing from this card. Like, it's time to be very clear, be very specific on what you want when it comes to wishes and manifestation. Yes, be very, very specific when you ask the universe to help you manifest a certain thing. It's like, trying to manifest a job out of the blue, like you're in need of money, but you didn't specify, the type of job you wanted, or like how you wanted the hours to go. It's like, oh yeah, you manifested a job under such short notice, but this job is like very mentally or physically or even spiritually draining for you, but you didn't specify that within the wish or the goal. Or you manifest a job, what seems to be like a dream job, but like the commuting time that you have to go to the job, like, just is like just too far away. It's like 2 hours away, and it eats up your gas and your gas money, stuff of that nature. So when it comes to making wishes, or trying to manifest, be very specific on how you want the manifestation to be for you, to make sure it's a healthy fit for your life's goals. Make sure it's not draining you in any way. Make sure it works out in your favor. Make sure it helps you grow spiritually or mentally. A job that brings you peace, so to speak. So yeah, that's my little analogy and my interpretation of this Jinn card. But yeah, that was the reading for today. If you like this reading, feel free to do all that, like, share, comment, subscribe jazz, and I will see you all next time. It's been good to see you guys again, really. It's been a while since I did a reading, a collective, timeless reading, and I'm going to try to be more consistent in this year, 2026. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.